All right. When we're going from a pizza story to a story about carbs, which is very appropriate. Kelly Mueller here from the Diabetes Association. And we do tend to think sugar when we think about diabetes diets, but the carbs have an awful important role to play.
Yeah, and there's a lot of overlap because, you know, sugars turn into carbs, things like that. So carbs are kind of the universal language of diabetes. And when you're figuring out if you're diagnosed with diabetes, if you're using insulin, you have to adjust your medication based on how much you eat. And carbs are that measuring stick. You know, that's what you're calculating is how many carbs you have in a meal, and then you decide how much insulin you're gonna have. So we give targets.
Pasta's a huge source of carbs,
so when we think of carbs, we think of pasta.
Yeah.
So I figured if we're going to talk carbs, let's talk about what we all know. And so this is, I want to start out by talking about kind of the size of our plates, because portion sizes are the greatest way to control amount of carbs. So you're looking for a 9-inch plate. So you want 9 inches to be the serving size. So you know, you can think about the short end of a piece of paper. This is, you know, an 8.5 by 11 piece of paper. So you want your plate to be about that wide, right? Okay. And then the new method, this is the change from the food pyramid, right, is that you fill half of your plate with vegetables, green vegetables, so what we call non-starchy vegetables, so not potatoes, but green vegetables, things like that, right? And then the other half, you can put your starch, which is your pasta. This is your heavier carb, and then a lean protein, and this is considered your balanced meal. So now you take this, and a meal like this has about 52 grams of carbs on this plate, and I'll tell you how you get it. So with typical pasta, and in truth, there's not that much difference between whole wheat or regular in terms of carb count. Okay. Whole wheat just has a little bit more fiber, and so it'll last longer. Right. But you're going to get about 40 grams of carbs from a cup of pasta. Wow. Yeah, right? Wow. So if you're aiming for a meal that's 45 to 60 grams of carbs, this is what you're eating, right?
Yeah,
so
I won't tell you what I ate last night.
This is, and if you think about a restaurant-sized portion, though, I mean, you're getting a plate of pasta that's 4 times that. And then if you look at sauces, sauces are great. And really, I mean, I stood in the grocery store aisle looking for a high one and a low one, and most of them are around 7 or 8 grams of carbs, up to 9. And then some of them have a little bit more of a filler. The denser ones are going to have more like 14 or 15. So you get a half a cup of sauce, a cup of pasta, and then you have your salad with a little bit of dressing on it. And then you say, oh, I need my protein, so you put in a meatball. Now, I'll tell you, a turkey meatball is a lean protein, and you can have 3 turkey meatballs for 1 beef or one other one for about 6 grams of carbs.
So we're totaling it up there.
Right, and so that's what you got to, we just have to start looking at those trade-offs and how to get to that kind of magic number by subbing out some things. If you really want to go low carb, you find a product like Pasta Zero. This is in the grab and go section. It's back a lot of times back by the dairy section. It's a prepared noodle that'll hold sauce.
What does it taste? Does it taste like the pasta we're used to, or is it a little different?
It's a little different. Yeah. You know, most of the trade-offs are different, but if you say you have diabetes and your family really wants the true pasta and you need to find an alternative, this is a great way to have kind of a vehicle for your sauce to have the meatballs, things like that. So really the trick is filling half the plate with the vegetables, keeping it small, doing stuff like that.
Kelly, thanks so much. Great advice as always. We'll be right back with the weather, traffic, local headlines.